Good day. So the last time we met, I spoke to you about prayer and leading prayers during the church service. I helped you to have a look at Form A, B, C, and also mentioned that there's a Form D. But in all of them, and especially Form D, there's an amount of preparation involved. Today I want to continue touching on prayer within the church setting. And firstly, I want you to be aware that you are praying on behalf of the congregation. And so your prayer needs to be relevant to the needs of the congregation and the world. Sometimes there's something that's extremely important to me, and I can spend an hour or more or days praying about that thing that's important to me. But it might not be important to the congregation. So you need to be aware of the circumstances of your audience. And as you bring your prayer to God, remember that you're praying on behalf of the people in church and on behalf of your community, and not just your own prayers that you are bringing to God. Speaking of relevance, your prayer needs to somehow be relevant to the readings and the lesson that came out through the sermon as well. So before you prepare your prayers, have a look at the Old Testament, New Testament, Gospel readings, as well as the Psalm, and prayerfully consider what God would want to teach us as we spend time looking at these readings. And then with that in the back of your head and the relevance within the community and the world we find ourselves in, prepare the prayers that you will be saying on behalf of the people of God. Secondly, we live in a diverse community, and language becomes important. So when you prepare the prayers for St. Timothy's or Christ the King, think of the language that you will be using. What language will you be using? Remember that the audience have to say Amen at the end of your prayer. And Amen basically means I agree. I put my seal of approval on the prayer that was said. And so, what language will you be comfortable in for the people to say, I put my seal of approval on it? We are diverse, as I said, and within our church we've got all these different languages, but English tends to be the main language that we fall back on. I don't want to motivate you to use English, but I want to motivate you to incorporate English even if you're using another language in the prayers that you are saying. Thirdly, part of the service is your prayers, or the prayers that we offer to God. And unfortunately, people in the time that we live in are very time conscious. And so when you prepare your prayers, be aware of time constraints. Frequently we have council meetings where the issue of how we manage our time comes up. Under COVID-19, we try to limit the duration of the whole service to roughly 1 hour, not more than an hour. The sermon portion is less than 10 minutes. And so your prayers, or our prayers led by you, should not exceed 10 minutes. Maybe one could say, let's see if I can prepare my prayers for under 5 minutes to fit into the COVID-19 setup where everything needs to be completed in under 1 hour. And lastly, at St. Timothy's, the person doing the prayers, as well as Christ the King, the person doing the prayers, come to the middle of the church, into the center of the church, or at the back of the church. And the reason behind that is, I'm bringing the prayers of the community to God. And so I'm in the community, amongst the community, not in front of the community, but with the people, bringing my praise or our praise to God. As you prepare to lead praise, consider that you're speaking to God, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, Prince of Peace, on behalf of the people of God. You are bringing the people's requests into the presence of God. Prayer is communicating, prayer is listening and speaking. And so as we communicate on behalf of the people, let's strive to prepare. Let's strive to be in that right place yourself, where you have confessed your sins, where you have prepared yourself, where you know I can step into God's presence and lay the prayers of the people, the needs of the people before God. I trust that God will bless you. I trust that God will use you mightily as you bring the people of God into the presence of God. Amen.